If I stand up, he's gonna want to come. See, he wouldn't do this before, like to grab on. Vámonos. Ay, Dios mío, ay, Dios mío, ay, Dios mío. My name is Jacel Delgadillo. I am from Miami, Florida, and I am a mother of 2 beautiful children. I'm gonna get him ready for therapy so we're not late. Bruno was born with a rare syndrome. It's called Dravet syndrome, which the actual definition is a catastrophic form of epilepsy. I never thought that it would be my turn to have a special needs child. When Bruno was born, he was healthy. My future for him, I thought, was gonna be, typical child, goes to school, I stay working. When he first started seizing, I thought, okay, maybe he's just gonna be having seizures, but that's it. I didn't realize it was gonna be more than that. And it's a bad habit that I have, which is not good, but I always have my mirror watching him instead of the back. Bruno. But that's all we knew from Bruno, a cry. That was it. A cry or the sound of desperation from a seizure. There's no handicap. He was 3 years old and he was having over 300 seizures in one day. I couldn't sit him up, or I'm feeding him and he's having a seizure in the middle of feeding. And every time I had to bring him to the hospital, they would add more medication. So he was on a cocktail of drugs, continued seizures daily, and no help at all. So I started medicating him with cannabis. I found that other children were being helped with cannabis. The cannabis spray. And I had to take action for my son. I went to Colorado. I changed my address. Whatever I had to do to have him become a patient in Colorado. I couldn't afford Colorado. So unfortunately, I had to medicate him illegally. We had to come back to a state that I couldn't tell anybody, because then I had the fear that someone would report me, and then I could have had him taken away from me. Yeah, I had to break the law, but I had to save my child. I didn't have a relationship with my son while he was not on medical marijuana. He didn't have a childhood before. Once I started him on cannabis, I started seeing a child. I started having my child back. I never thought that he knew who I was. Now he puts his arms around me. It's like he knows that I'm his mother. He's like, I don't want that, Mom. So I met my son once I started him on cannabis. Bruno. Empowering Wellness. They've known Bruno since the beginning with our battle with medical marijuana, trying to get it legalized. They see that I'm starting to use medical marijuana, and they see the benefits that it's doing on him. Oh, this is definitely an achievement for us to be able to bring him and have his cool haircut. When they see him, Empowering Wellness is like, this is Bruno? So they've seen that this face is what cannabis represents. And they want to help this face, this body, to make sure it's available for him. That's actually bringing back a child to a mother. That's actually giving the mother an opportunity to get to meet her son. The other day, we were in the room was dark, and he started raising his hands and he saw his shadow. So he started cracking up, like really cracking up. And it was because he discovered his shadow on the wall. And he would raise his hand and look at it and laugh. And then he'll put it down, and then he'll raise his hand again. So that's him showing his personality. You ready, Bruno?